Hello, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today, we're looking at Gantt charts and an example in relation to exit planning. It's a great tool for creating a pictorial plan of particularly multiple activities needed to take place for a plan to come to fruition. Some activities will need to happen simultaneously, and some are short and some are much longer than others. It's particularly useful if you need to manage cross-functional teams to affect change. So let's have a look at the chart itself. Henry Gantt created charts to provide a graphical depiction of time rather than quantity, thereby enabling a manager to monitor the progress of a project and take appropriate action should it fall behind schedule. He claimed at the time, the principles upon which the charting method are founded are easily comprehended. First, the fact that all activities can be measured by the amount of time needed to perform them. And second, the space representing the time unit on the chart can be made to represent the amount of activity which should have taken place in that time period. For the purposes of this example, we're using an exit strategy. So down the left-hand side of the chart, we have all of the items that need to be considered over a period of time when we're looking at exiting our business. First, we need to identify the structural issues to selling a business or exiting a business. Then we have to assess the stakeholder alignment. What do our shareholders have in terms of agreements? We need to get some taxation advice and get a business evaluation. We need to know how much our business is worth at this point. Then we need to create a business plan so that whoever's purchasing the business has a really good idea as to what its opportunities and threats are. We need to consider, whilst we're doing that, the action opportunities for improvement prior to sale. The better the business performs, the higher the value of the business. We do need to, at some point, brief the succession team, and we need to select a deal leader. By deal leader, I mean somebody who is actually going to make the sale happen or instigate the transfer of shares. We need to identify buyers, whether that is external purchasers or internal purchasers. We need to agree the terms, get the due diligence done, close the sale, and have a period of handover. The period of handover is quite often missed out and actually is a significant part of the purchase and sale of a business. Put in a disposal date and the intervening periods. For your disposal date, rather than setting a specific date, set a band of time of around 18 months to 3 years. For the current year and perhaps the next 2 years, it's advisable to divide the year up into quarters or maybe halves. In this case, we've got it in quarters. Working from your summary time chart, insert into the diagram the various activities or things to do that you've identified by working through the steps we have listed on the left-hand side. Estimate how long each activity is likely to take and block out the appropriate time to complete this activity. And do this more easily, of course, with post-it notes or via the spreadsheet on your computer. When you've completed this chart, Identify the people responsible for taking the activities. And here's a blank template for you to have a go for yourself. You can, of course, change the items on the left-hand side to make them more appropriate for your business. They are there just to give you an idea as to the sorts of things that you should be considering. One way of checking whether your plans are achievable is for them to be benchmarked against your competition and for your industry average. Establish that you believe are the key drivers in your business and research those key financial ratios and performance indicators so that you have a really good idea as to whether this plan, this Gantt chart, will work for you. Whilst I've used exit planning as the example for using a Gantt chart, you can use it for myriad projects, particularly if it has a start and an ending point. And I recommend that you look at it for contingency planning too. It links into the exit strategies quite nicely, doesn't it? Have a go. Download the Gantt chart example from the Hidden Edge website, and whilst you're there, do share your stories of using Gantt charts in the past, because I'm building a portfolio of case studies that I would like to share with other business people so they can see examples of how it works for them. So that's it from me. Until next tea break time, enjoy this one.